So in our interview with Richard this week, we have Rosalind. Rosalind indeed is our organist here at St Paul's, and we've truly missed her over the past year. It was great to see her back at Christmas when we had our service in the car park with all the cars gathered, and Rosalind was on the lorry playing the piano there. But Richard is going to carry out this interview with Rosalind, and indeed great to see her. So over to both of them.
Hi St Paul's, I'm delighted for this week's interview that Rosalind is here to share with us today. Hi Rosalind.
Hi Richard, how are you?
I'm good, thank you, and thank you for taking this time to be with us today. Now, I think a lot of us will obviously recognise you from sitting behind the organ console when we're back in services again, but maybe you can share with us what your Monday to Friday is.
Okay, so I work in Queen's. I work in one of the large schools in the Faculty of Engineering. It's called the Natural and Built Environment, and it consists of planning, architecture, civil engineering, geography and archaeology and paleoecology. And I'm in the finance office. I manage the team to make sure that we adhere to all the university protocols with regards to finance and purchasing.
A lot of ologies in there.
There is a lot of ologies. I think the natural and built environment was shorter and snappier and far easier, but it doesn't really say what it is, so you always have to explain.
So I know obviously like the whole education system has been on the news a lot for for how things have changed over the last years. I mean, like how have things changed for you and what you're trying to do?
Well, from the 20th of March last year, we were just moved off site to home, and this was a completely new experience for everybody. I mean, obviously academic staff would have the luxury of working from home. They always have, they'll maybe doing research or writing papers and things like that. But anybody who's on the professional support side would sort of be expected to be seen in the building. And this was completely new. So it was a very quick exodus to get everybody off the premises. And we were all starting to engage with working from home. And a lot of systems had been set up. There was Microsoft Teams, which we'd all heard of, like anecdotally, what is this system? But I have to say I'd never used it. So I could say I'm well informed now, anyway, a year later. So just completely different, and just a learning curve every day. It takes you a while to get settled into the new normal, and now we're in it. It'll probably be worse when we have to go back,
Yeah, and yeah, we're definitely all used to this kind of video stuff now as a result. So you're in the professional support side of things. I mean, are there any aspects of that have been particularly challenging? I mean, have you had to really adjust to being able to support people?
Well, it has amazed me how much of our stuff that we could move online, that really we'll be adopting different practices going back, and it's given me a chance to take time out and look at how we do things and maybe put in improvements when we go back. But in saying that, I mean, it's been hard for a lot of the students that I would come into contact with. We have a lot of international students, and I would work a lot with the PhD students. They're the sort of the graduates, and they're doing their doctorate. A lot of them, haven't been home in a year, and it's really trying to, when you're dealing with them on calls, trying to engage a bit of human contact with them. And, some of them are sitting in flats and maybe not just on a screen and not with their families, and your heart really goes out to them,
Yeah, I'm sure you must find that a bit of a challenge. But any particularly memorable moments or memorable cases? I mean, obviously you can't share details, but anything that's stuck out for you?
Oh, just students that maybe they're struggling to pay the rent. They've not had their jobs being cut off or their source of income, and they're just really. They're really suffering mentally, mental health problems. You can see this will be a case down the line. So I'd say there's a number of students in that category. So the staff have all been trying to reach out pastorally just in the course of our work to try and, reach out to the students and try to help them at all any way we can,
Mm-hmm. So can you share a little bit about how faith has maybe supported you through this time?
Well, I think that knowing with your faith that there's God's there in control of everything, that it will be all right. I mean, it's hard every day to get up and there's different challenges. You think, how will we go on, or, it's just too much. But then I think I've just learned to rely on him, to know that it'll all work out. And I see people around me in work who are getting in a bit of a tizzy, or, they're panicked. And I'm not saying I have all the answers, but I think if you can take that approach, it does sort of smooth it out and help you get through it just a day at a time. And you know that there's so much good has come out of it. I think it really has pressed the pause button for a lot of people on life, which was getting like crazy and fast. Mm-hmm. And I think it's just given people a time to reflect as well. So it's almost like the world needed it, in a way, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, it's so such a positive thing as well. But it's just that confidence that comes with faith that God, as you say, God is in control. So maybe, I suppose the last question then, is there anything that you would like the St. Paul's family to pray for you?
Just really, I just pray that all our loved ones are kept safe, and I pray that for the people of St. Paul, especially my wee choir. I miss them all, and I look forward to the day we're all back together singing and making music, and I really miss them. So just really to pray for keeping my family safe and just keeping us well, fitting well. I'm getting my job tomorrow, by the way, so that's a key date. So look forward to that.
Yeah, and we definitely look forward to all being back together, worshiping together in St. Paul's. Yeah. Indeed.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So we will pray for you as you've asked. So Rosalind, thank you so much for sharing with us today. Thank you for the work you do in our community and supporting students and people in the job that you do. So just want to say thank you for spending this time and sharing some of your story with us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I want to say, Rosalind, so good to see you on camera, and we look forward to the day that we will be back together in this room to indeed worship and to sing the praises of God. So thank you so much for doing that interview for us this morning. We're going to have our prayers, and Mark is going to lead us in our prayers this morning. So Mark.